Now we've talked about the charting and the volume spikes, and we've looked at it on various charts. I'm going to show you how in TC2000 we go about finding which charts to look at. And so TC2000 has a thing built into it called an Easy Scan, but most charting softwares have something similar, but this is the one I use. And so we're going to build a scan to help find these charts based on the things that I told you to look for. And so the first thing on our list should be earnings strength. And we want to look for stocks where their earnings have been growing. And there's a couple of ways to do that. Here's 4 quarters in a row of earnings momentum. That's one way to do it. What I do is I take the diluted earnings per share, moving average on it of 200 days. And so what I want is growing earnings. So this is going to take their diluted earnings per share from their total operation, and it's going to calculate a moving average of that number. And as long as that number is above the 200 mark, it's going to return stocks that fit that criteria. So as of right now, 2,761 stocks fit the criteria, or their diluted earnings per share is above a 200-day moving average. Now, what are our other criteria? We want stocks that have a volume spike. So let's look for that. And in TC2000, they have a thing that's already built in called a 5-day volume surge. Now, I wrote volume surge by dollars. And so here's the formula. What I have done is I have taken the closing price and you multiply it by the volume, and then you take an average of that for 200 days. And what I'm looking for is any spike that is 500 times the average volume, basically 5 times the average volume. So we want positive earnings, and we want a volume spike. Now that scan alone took the whole universe of 5,587 stocks, and it brought it down so there's 70 to look at. And so let's go ahead and save this scan training, since that's what we're doing. Save training. Okay, so now our scan is built. And we're going to go in here. This is all of the stocks that are available to trade on the major exchanges. There's 5,587 stocks. But we don't want to look at that many because we can't trade 5,000 stocks. So what we're going to do is we're going to scan this. And we just set up a scan. We named it training. So here it is. Now when I click this button, it's going to automatically take those 2 conditions. So now we're looking for stocks that have positive earnings growth for the last year, that also happen to have volume spike today. So this is 70 stocks that had a 500% spike in volume today. Let's see what we got. There's your spike. Here's your chart. This could be a consolidation period. You got a nice breakout here. And as you can see, I'm actually long this stock and I'm up $63. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm not long most of these because this is really how I trade. This chart here is just a hot mess. I don't know what's going on here. I wouldn't trade this. There's not enough volume anyway. 20,000 shares. Okay, here we go. Spike in volume, flat area, spike in volume. Here's your corresponding smile. There's your channel breakout. I'm long this stock right now. Alice. Here's a stock that went from $10 to $12 all the way to $16. We got to take that day off to see what the scale looks like, because this big jump like that kind of ruins the... All right, here you go. I didn't trade this one. This is probably not a stock I would trade, but here's your smile. Smile on the volume, but the OBV is too sloppy. If you were to have traded this one based on this, you probably would be long from here. And that would have been a good day for you. Here's an AMC Entertainment. And double bottom. Here's your bottom. Here's your other bottom. Look at all this volume going into AMC. Huge spike in OBV. There's your channel breakout at 487. And you could be long at 1346 if you'd wanted to be. Now, volume spikes work both ways. I don't know if this company's getting ready to be good or getting ready to be bad. I don't know. It fell from 24 to 5 pretty darn quick. Probably wouldn't trade that one. There's another volume spike. This happens a lot with pharmaceutical companies. They're really prone to news. I probably wouldn't trade this one. As you can see, I didn't. I mean, look, there's nothing here. On balance volume is the same. There's just nothing to look at. So here's another breakout today. Now this one, maybe not bad. Here's your high level area. Volume spike, volume spike, volume spike. OBV is climbing. OBV is making new highs. So maybe this one's not bad. Golden Minerals Company. So this one, even though it had the volume spike today, it has not broken the channel on a close. So if you were to trade this, you would put your order on a breakout of that channel. And I'm not in it today. BlackBerry. Here's your channel on BlackBerry, but OBV's falling, so this is probably not a stock I would be interested in. Then your OBV has a huge spike in volume. Then you go into a consolidation period. So if you see this huge spike in volume, that draws your attention to the stock. And then you see this long basing period here, plus this huge rise in on-balance volume. So now the stock is interesting. If you look at this chart and you say, well, where do I get in? Well, you're going to get in at a break above this channel here. So you place your order to buy it and just wait and see what happens. And a couple days later, bang, it goes up on huge volume again. And you would have got in at 850, sitting at 14. Your stop loss could be down here, or you could move it up here. It depends on the system that you use. But that's how we find them. We're looking for these spikes in volume right here. Huge spike in volume. This is Build-A-Bear Workshops. Nice channel with a clearly definable entry point. Look, on balance volume has been rising all through this period. Here's your volume spikes. There's smiles all over this chart. There's a frown. Ah. There's your spike. So I don't know if this one's going to keep going or not, but if you were in, you'd be in at $5, waiting to see what happens next. See, these are all charts where the volume spike just recently happened. So look at this one. Here's your volume spike, but it's a volume spike down. Probably aren't going to trade that one. This company probably got bought out. Huge spike in volume. A lot of volume coming in here. Stocks going up. On balance volume's going up. There's your breakout right there. Maybe you'd be long this one at 460. I don't particularly like this chart.